Hello there. Thank you for joining me for the first episode of Spikegeist, where I unload all the pent-up emotion and vitriol that I have towards different media in pop culture. Today, I've chosen to dissect my favorite Star Wars films in order. It's just me, accompanied by a cocktail of my own design, and this is just the one that you're witnessing. There were several leading up to it, but I figured I'd just jump right into this thing. Like I said, I just kind of went from the hip with this thing, and I kind of started to give you. I started with what I knew was the best. I'll reiterate what I knew was the best, and what I fucking knew was the worst. I mean, anyways, all right. From worst, the worst to best. Starting at number 11, because there's 11.
You hit that.
Last Jedi. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care what you have to say about Last Jedi. I had everything to look forward to. We had an opportunity to see Rey's enhanced abilities. We had a chance to see Kylo Ren's enhanced abilities. They had a chance to really dig into what the break was between Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker. We had a chance to get into where the fuck Luke Skywalker had been for this whole fucking time, and then they just brushed it aside as a joke. I won't get into it too far, but the biggest fucking problem I had with this movie, I think, was Luke. And I'm not expecting Luke to be doing fucking 20-foot leaps and all these Matrix shit. But at the same time, their absolute negligence of the abilities that he would have developed in the time between the original trilogy and this time is fucking. Why wouldn't you want to see that? I have people oh, do you just want to? Somebody literally is oh, do you just want to see Luke taking on the First Order? I'm fucking yes! He's the greatest Jedi of all time. Of course, I want to see him ripping shit apart. Why wouldn't you want to see that? And oh my god, if one more person says fucking anything about subverting expectations, I'll fucking crack this glass over their head and drink the tequila off their body. It's good tequila. Why the fuck they were at a fucking casino? Why? That whole they it had nothing to do with anything. The whole reason they were there, the whole reason they were at the casino, was just didn't fucking matter. Oh, we gotta get this hacker. Oh, this hacker betrayed us. But it doesn't turn out that we need a hacker anyways, because that has nothing to do with what's going on. If one more person fucking tries to defend the throne room lightsaber battle, which is so fucking terribly choreographed compared to every fighting movie ever. I'd rather see Power Rangers than this fucking throne room scene. And that's no diss on Power Rangers, because I fucking loved Power Rangers when they came out. But I was also 6 years old when Power Rangers came out. Anyways. Alright. Number 10.
You hit that.
Attack of the Clones. I don't expect any argument there after the fact. It's just a bad movie. I don't think you need much more. I mean, there's a ton of money in all of these movies, so a lot of the action looks good. Oh my god, Ewan McGregor's hair, did that have to happen? We're gonna differentiate Obi-Wan's hair from all the other movies. We really want to make this one stand out. He looked like Barry Gibb. He looked like the Bee Gees. That's what Ewan McGregor looked like. He looked like fucking Barry Gibb. Yoda. They had the first lightsaber scene with Yoda, and that was great, but it was very short-lived. But I don't know. You could talk about dialogue in all of the Star Wars movies about how it's not that great, but this is just a victim of that. But we'll get to that later, because I hear that a lot about the original trilogy, and there's still good quotes.
You hit that.
Okay, number 9, Phantom Menace. Uh, when I was young, I loved Phantom Menace because it was the first Star Wars film that I had seen in theaters. So I was just like blown away by the pod racing and fucking Darth Maul and just like the improvements in technology and fucking Natalie Portman. It's Natalie Portman. Even I went back and I was like, man, like guys like Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's just like a fucking robot. And same with Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu is a fucking robot in all of them too. It was just like he was sitting on the couch. You want to be in a Star Wars movie? Yeah, I'll be in a Star Wars movie. Can I get my own colored lightsaber? Yeah, sure. You can get your own. Best lightsaber battle, hands down, in any Star Wars film, because they had a real Ray Park, the guy that actually played Darth Maul. He's a martial arts champion, and you could see that. You could see a lot of physical exertion. You could see there was actual action happening in the screen, and that made it great. I almost wish they wouldn't have intercut it so much with the battle happening outside, but you know, the fate of the galaxy didn't entirely rest on that lightsaber battle. Obviously, it's like you have the Sith and the Jedi conflict that is being renewed with that, but obviously you have the whole like Trade Federation and Naboo and Gungan forces going on, and like that's like more it's kind of political struggle versus like light dark struggle kind of happening against each other. So I understand there was intercut, but it's like I could just watch that whole fucking lightsaber battle through, and that makes the movie worth it. Is that I only put this above Phantom Menace because I think that as a whole, it's a little bit more cohesive of a movie, but the first act really lags, and that's
You hit that.
Solo. And I think Solo was a huge letdown because the character Han Solo is such a rich and like a rich character. He's fun. He's funny. He's kind of like mysterious. He's kind of like, you know what I mean. He's kind of like keeps everybody at arm's length. So you expect to really kind of get into him. But I felt like his origin story really fell short, and they had a lot. That's you don't have to like totally do a painting of the original source material, but at the same time, there's so much good stuff to dig into. Who's going to tell you that you can't borrow from this? And people that are watching this movie for the first time, most of them aren't going to go back and critique the fucking comic book or critique the fucking novel because they haven't done it. So it's like, you can borrow this stuff and use it, and like people won't even fucking realize it. Just like use what's good. I don't know. But I did like Solo, and like I was having a discussion with a friend. What I really liked, I thought the second act really picked up. I thought Donald Glover's version of Lando Calrissian was super funny. All the scenes with him were funny. The whole kind of like it's not what do you call it? It's not bestiality. What do you call it with a man and a robot? I don't fucking know. But I'm interested to try it for myself. You know what I mean? Solo number 8. After Solo is
You hit that.
number 7, Rise of Skywalker. And man, I really wanted to put it lower, but I guess I did let other people's opinions seep into my fucking process. I'm forgiving of Rise of Skywalker because it has to make up for the decisions that they made in Last Jedi. And like it really I'm not going to talk about Last Jedi anymore because it just speaks for itself bad. Rey's abilities take enough of a step forward that I'm not like totally pissed off. But if she fucking actually killed Chewie,
Chewie? If he actually killed Chewie.
If Rey actually killed Chewie with the Force lightning, that would have been so fucking ballsy. Anybody who talks about the new films like subverting expectations of like what you think you're getting out of a Star Wars film or like what is going to happen like is so full of shit, because that was a perfect opportunity for them to take a totally unexpected turn and then they just throw it away. They just throw it away. Like Rey, who's like exhibiting her tendency towards the dark side, like this bitch out of nowhere fucking lights up this ship. Didn't see it coming, which was a good. I appreciated the shock factor of her coming out with the Force lightning, but it's like, okay, that's great that she has this ability, but there's no real guilt for being a dark side user because she doesn't actually kill anybody that she cares about. She just like thinks she does for like 10 minutes. And then it's like, oh, Chewie, you're all right. Right after Rise of Skywalker, I have
You hit that.
Force Awakens at 6. First reaction, being in the theater, I thought it was fun. It was a fun movie. There was like a good amount there was like good humor to it. Beginning, they come in very strong. Like Kylo Ren is a very intimidating antagonist. Like, yo, motherfucker stops a fucking laser bolt with his hand. We hadn't seen that anywhere before. The biggest critique that people have, and I have the same critique, is the lightsaber battle between Rey and Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren was trained by Luke Skywalker. He's actually a trained Force user. And then like and then Rey's just like, the Force. The Force. And then she knows the Force. Like, oh, well, she's a Palpatine. I'm like, all right, well, that's fine. He's a fucking Skywalker. Like, Palpatine saw the Skywalker lineage. He saw Anakin for what he was. He was the replacement. He was the ultimate power in the Force at the time, and he was trying to control him. You know what I mean? Palpatine's strength was never that he was the greatest Force user. It was the fact that he was a thinker and a manipulator. So that's what I'm saying. Like anybody that justifies like Rey just being able to like inherently be able to crush, like, yeah, he took a laser shot and he was in that fight with Finn, but the fact that the fight with Finn lasted more than 2 blows was like fucking ridiculous. His ability with like Force push and like his ability to do all those sorts of things would negate a non-Force user like immediately. And my biggest problem with the new trilogy is just like the reactions and like the talking head cinematography they have. Like Finn, like oh my god, how many times like Rey like Saul's like, yo, we get it, dude, you're worried, chill, bro. Oh fuck, who the fuck reacts like that? Like Poe comes in to save the day when they're, you know what I mean, when they're at that temple, when they meet Roz, is that her name, Roz, the fucking big-eyed alien that Rey gets the lightsaber from. But it's like, Poe comes in and lights up a bunch of ships. He's like, man, that's good driving! I'm like, what the fuck movie is this? Yo, tell me one lasting quote. Tell me one lasting quote from the new trilogy. But, like, okay, maybe you need some time. Maybe you need some time to determine what like a lasting quote is, like what people are going to keep in their minds and like what people are going to cite. It's tough to top the first that did it, but at the same time, like that shit became a staple because of these masterful quotes. And there's none of that shit. Oh, wait, no, I thought of one from Force Awakens. I think it's Rey! Oh my god, you remember when Finn says, Rey! Alright, let's get through this, man. We're cruising.